Hey everyone, welcome back to the Becoming Better channel. So I had a conversation with a friend the other day, and she asked me how tax sale auctions work. Her husband is a real estate agent, and so she attended the tax sale and just asked me. She was sitting in there and seeing everybody bidding on the different homes and lands, and she wanted to know, how does that work? Like, how does someone bid like 10, 100,000, 200,000, a couple million on a piece of property and land when the taxes are only a fraction of that cost? So I wanted to break down with you all how the tax sale auctions work, my experience with attending and bidding in tax sale auction as well. I try to keep it brief. So what real estate tax sale auctions are they're public auctions. They're hosted by the state, and um, they're hosted by the state on tax defaulted properties. So tax deeds are sold to the highest bidder. Typically, bidding begins at the amount of the delinquent taxes, interest charges, and is related to fees due to the county. And the tax deed sale, which sells the property, includes the unpaid taxes at auction. So basically, to put it in simple terms, if someone owns a home and they owe $1,000 on that home for taxes, which the tax bill is sent out at the end of each year, so they owe the $1,000 on the taxes, but they don't pay the taxes within that year. So within they have a whole year to pay the taxes. If they don't pay the taxes, then the house goes on sale or bid at the tax sale auction. So at the tax sale auction, uh, that person still has time to pay the taxes, but others can bid on paying the taxes, and within a certain amount of time, I believe it's within 14 or 15 months after the people bid on the property, they can receive that property. So the person who owns the property still has some time to pay the taxes on the property. So let's say, just like I said, $1,000 are owed on owed on the property. So someone comes in, let's say myself. I come in, I bid $10,000 on the property, and so another person bids 15,000. So I bid 20,000, and then we get it all the way up to like $30,000. And so if I win the bid on the property, I know you're asking yourself, why would you bid $30,000 on a property that only is owed $1,000 in delinquent taxes? So what happens is that the county, they hold the money within an account for the time being until that person is given time to pay it back. So if that person pays it back within 3 months after I bid it, then that's 3% that they have, 3% interest charge that they have to pay on that $1,000. So basically that's $1,300. So it goes from like 3% within 3 months, 6% within 6 months, 9% within 9 months, and I believe it's 12% within 12 months. So as you can see, it's like 1,300, 1,600 within 6 months, 1,900 within 9 months, and uh, uh, 1,000. I'm having a brain fart, y'all. So $2,200 within 12 months. So if they do not pay the taxes back within that time period, then I'd win the bid and I'd receive the deed within, it takes about 2 or 3 months to process the deed. So I will receive the property within a certain amount of time, within 15 months total. So when you bid on a property, you want to give it some time. The reason why folks bid that much is because the taxes are just a small portion that's owed within the property, but we're paying money based on the value of the property. So let's say that property doesn't have any liens on it, or it may have a lien. It may have like a $5,000 lien on the property that just needs to be paid off in order for you to own the property outright. But let's say the property doesn't have any liens on it, nothing is owed on it, no mortgages or anything. And basically, the property's value is worth $100,000. So if $1,000 is owed on the taxes and the property's value is worth $100,000, and I bid $30,000 on the property, if I win the bid, I still have $70,000 worth of equity within the property. So basically, with that being said, I just paid $3,000. I'm sorry, $30,000 and $1,000, $30,000 plus $1,000 on taxes, which all of it is through the tax sale auction. And I still have a whole bunch of equity within the home. So, that means that I bought the property with a lot of value within it. And so let's backtrack and let's say that the person did pay the taxes on the property that originally owed on the property within that time period that they have to pay back. So what happens is that that person will pay their $1,000 or with interest charge, and they will continue to own the property. The money that I bid, let's say if it was $30,000, something of that nature. So the money that I bid, uh, the county would issue a check back to me of not only the whole amount that I bid at the tax sale auction. So it would be that $30,000 plus, well, $30,000 plus interest that the person paid back on the property. So that person doesn't pay me back $30,000. The county held that additional monies within that time period, and I received the money that I bid, and on top of that, either 3%, 6%, or 9%, whatever the person paid back on the property. So they still, all they have to pay back is that original amount, and the county issues me the money that I bid at the tax sale auction. They issue me back that amount that I did for the bid. So I hope that breaks it down on how tax sale auctions work. When you come to the tax sale auction, just be prepared because it costs a lot. I'm not even gonna lie to you, to bid on homes and land. My experience with bidding, and I'll keep it brief, is there was a property that a land property that I saw. This was back in 2016, 17. And it was a small plot of land that I bid at the tax sale auction. At that time, I bid $400 and I won the bid. Usually you want to do your research on the homes and the land that you're going to bid on. So this was by chance because at the auction, it was so many people bidding high. It was, I don't know, it was like 10,000, 20,000. It was a lot of money. They were throwing it out there, 100,000, 200,000 on the homes that I originally researched. And so when this property came up, I really didn't see anybody bidding. So I just threw my hands up, and I knew I could pay for a plot of land that was $400. And so I won the bid. And the taxes, original taxes each year on it were only like $76, 76, 90, something of that nature. So I put the land up for sale after I received the deed about 15 months later. And so the property, it sat, and the real estate agent let me know that it was going to take some time to sell land. And so it sat for about a year, and one person came back and tried to pay, I think it was $1,000 for the property. Now you may ask yourself, like, why didn't you sell it? If you look online within your tax website, sometimes they have an estimated amount of what the property value is worth. And at this time, the property value was like $5,000 or $6,000. And so I told the real estate agent no. I just decided to hold on to it. And when I went to the county offices, I wanted to see how much I can do with the land. So the plot was it was really long. It was like a long plot, but it was front facing on the road, on the front and on the side. Therefore, due to the setbacks, I couldn't build on the land. If it was just had a front facing, meaning that if a street was just right in front of it, I may have had a chance. But because there was a street on the front and on the side, they have this thing to where setbacks, meaning that you can only build like 20 feet off the plot, from the street to the to the land within. So I didn't have enough space to build. I think I only had about 3 feet of space on the land to build anything. But like I said, the land was like, it was really long. So what happened was that I was on a meeting call for work. It was a community meeting. And so a real estate agent was on the meeting. And afterwards, my friend who conducted the meeting, he said, hey, real estate agent was trying to get in contact with you. And I didn't mention anything about the land. He said that the real estate agent heard my name in the meeting and he recognized my name. And so the real estate agent, he ended up, we ended up connecting through my friend. And so me and the real estate agent spoke on the phone. And what he told me is that the land that surrounded the plot of land that I had, he wanted to, his client wanted to purchase the land. He told me that his client was an NFL player that played for Tennessee Titans. And, I was kind of shocked in a way, but, I stayed cool or whatnot. So the real estate agent, me and him, I said, yeah, I'll sell the land. And so he said, all right, I'll speak to him and let him know that, I found out who owned the land. So what happened is that he went and spoke with him, and the guy, he made a bid of $5,000. Now by this time I knew that the land was worth $7,000, and but yet I still was gonna negotiate and meet him where I could. So I came back and I told him, I said, well, nah, the land, is worth more than that. So I counterbid. I counterbid and I said, I said a certain amount, and I can't remember what I said. I think I said 65 or 62. And so the guy came back and said he'd make an offer for 6,000. And I said, yep, that's cool with me. Because how can you beat it? I held the property for like 3 years, and I paid $400 for it in the tax sale auction, and someone comes along a few years later and wants to pay $6,000 for the property. Heck yeah, I sold it. So I sold it. It was a real easy, streamlined process. And that actually, we used that money, my wife and I used that money to go ahead and renovate our garage at the time and turn it into a suite, basically like an in-law suite, but we used it as a rental. And that was one of the first one of the first rentals that that started our real estate journey. So that's going to go into a whole nother story, but I just wanted to share that story with y'all on how tax sale auctions work. That's how we started our journey with investing in real estate. Just one of the ways. So I'm looking forward to posting more videos and just wanted to share that story with y'all. All right. Remember to subscribe. Holla at me if you got any questions, leave comments, and looking forward to posting more videos with y'all. All right. Peace.